order. The member for Canberra has the call.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. With a topic this broad, there are many things where I could talk about the things that our government are doing to support Australian families and manage our economy, to lay the foundations for future growth, to get inflation under control and to support people with the cost of living. But I want to focus particularly on an area that's not just really important for my community where I live, but for all Australians around the country. And I want to talk about the Australian Public Service. And I want to begin by addressing the continued attacks from those opposite on the Australian Public Service and on my community of Canberra that have just been non-stop over the last few days. You know, we hear it in 90-second statements every day. We hear it in their speeches on legislation, and we've heard it today in this MPI. Speech after speech, day after day. And the people opposite are undermining the very institutions that serve all Australians and the very institutions that they seek to lead. And they are suggesting that our investments to rebuild the public service is wasteful. In his budget reply speech, the Leader of the Opposition had a crack at what he called office staff in Canberra and said that he would reprioritise what he called Canberra-centric funding. Just this week, the member for Wide Bay claimed we are becoming a bureaucratic paradise. The member for Dawson said we're a bloated bureaucracy that doesn't understand how the real world works. The member for Fadden complained about what he called a senseless proposal to take care of Canberra-centric public servants. In fact, on Monday alone, Deputy Speaker, the Hansard records a total of 59 occasions where coalition members use the word Canberra with negative connotations. 59 times in one day. And I just feel that this is part of a bigger problem for my city, my community of real people working hard every day, facing the same challenges, looking for the same opportunities that everyone else is, and seeing the politicians in this place attack them and paint their city in a particular way day after day after day. It's also, you know, it's an easy target for people. I do feel there is a real problem that it can be politically advantageous to attack Canberra in a way that is not true of any other city or town in Australia. And also, attacking the public service is an easy target. But I am incredibly proud to represent so many Australian public servants who live in my electorate. It is a really special person that wants to make their career in the Australian public service, someone who has the national interest at heart, someone who wants to serve Australians in what they do every day. And having worked as an Australian public servant, I know that these are some of the most dedicated and professional people that you will ever meet, working to serve both sides, governments from both sides, with the same impartiality and dedication, because they want to get the best outcomes for Australians. They want to get the best policies, they want to deliver services in the best way. But those opposite want to sort of paint this false dichotomy that somehow there's, you know, it undermines our democracy, as the member for Moreton has said, and it creates this false dichotomy that there's sort of public servants in Canberra and then there's people in business and there's farmers and there's people who are doing the important stuff. Well, the fact is that without those public servants, all these other critical parts of our economy cannot function. So it's not only that, you know, I've grown up in Canberra, that my father was a career public servant and one of the most professional and hard-working people. You know, I'm so pleased to have his example, and that I represent so many. But that, you know, I understand the way that democracy and the way our economy works and how critically important it is to have a public service that lays the foundations for that. Because our public servants are the people who deliver the services we need every day. And after a decade of neglect, we had around a third, I think, of public servants who were actually contractors. After a decade of outsourcing and underinvestment, we are investing back into the APS to ensure that it has the people it needs to meet the expectations of Australians. We know that the former government artificially suppressed the size of the public service with an artificially low and misleading headcount, augmented by a shadow workforce of tens of thousands of more expensive consultants and contractors. Well, letting the veterans down, as the member for Solomon has said, addressing waiting lists, addressing, the backlogs of visas and of people making Centrelink claims. That's what our government's about, getting things back on track.
The honourable member's time has expired.